folks. This is Futro Hidden Movie Gems podcast. I'm your host, Ty Spiker Christensen. You punched me because I'm gay? No,
Dang, that
I
was my
punched
call.
him because, and afterwards he happened to be gay.
I was gay before you punched me. I'm sorry, what?
I am one gay black kid getting punched in the face away from getting
No, but
having a
a
nervous
kid
breakdown.
died last week, and nobody, including me, is doing anything about it.
Dude, he nailed it.
We've got Jordan Christensen on the podcast.
Are you guys on drugs?
Put your tongue back in your mouth.
Put your tongue. Is it like raises his hand? Put your hand down. I consider that. What did he say? I consider that a threat.
Please don't blow on me.
I love when Jason Tatum's doing his tongue too. He's like, "Oh, that's actually pretty good."
That's actually really good. Hey, give me the baton. Don't throw the baton. Give me the baton.
Stop using it as a
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, man, organized sports so fascist."
Makes me sick.
And we've got Cameron Mickle on the podcast, or also AKA Not So Slim Shady.
Yes, sir. I can't go to jail. You know what they do to kids like me in jail? It rhymes with grape.
Dang it, that was my. I was literally gonna. That was mine. Next one.
Man, there's still no my quotes. I need to find a new one. Hold on.
And we've got Grant Mickle on the podcast.
Where do we report to? Down on Jump Street. 37 Jump Street. Wait, that doesn't sound
That doesn't sound
21
right.
Jump Street.
I just love.
You guys are Jump Street. Oh yeah, we were Jump Street too. Oh,
Korean ain't got time for your problems.
It looks like I died in a car crash and you never got over me.
I think
all
this
right.
just
Today-
goes with the quotable movies.
Yeah,
Like some
this
of
goes
our
right up
favorites.
there.
It's gonna be
I'm
like
amazed
Good-
many
Good
of them
Burger.
I forgot.
Yeah.
You know, calling me a narc is only something that narcs would do. Well, your argument would collapse in on itself because
Collapsed in on
us
itself.
being a narc, you accusing us of being a narc. You
Are you gonna use this stuff or what?
Take some fairy dust.
All right, guys. What was it like watching this movie for the first time and rewatching it for the podcast? This is not a comedy I think of very often. I'll start. I was pleasantly surprised at how much I forgot about it. Like, I remember the premise. You got two impossibly old-looking gentlemen pretending to be high school boys
Oh, you-
going into. Hey, you look a little young. You know what he says? Like, oh, you're old. You jump
You
forward.
40?
A little young. Were you held forward?
No, were you held forward?
He's like,
No. So funny. Were you held forward is
And
like one of the funniest lines.
You have an exceptional tone, young man. You hit puberty when you're
Hit puberty at
12?
7.
At 7?
Oh my word. It's great. So my goodness. Yeah. So watching it again, I'd forgotten most of the funny. I remember like the biggest things. Like my biggest laugh in this entire movie has to be when Channing Tatum vomits on Jonah Hill.
When they're running away.
And he clearly is breaking. Jonah Hill, you see him smiling. He did not, but they kept it in the movie because it was so funny.
So
but
good.
he broke and he was laughing as he was running away from Tatum, and it was just so funny. Anyway, so rewatching it, I'd forgotten so many delightful things from this movie, but it was a lot of fun. How about you, Cameron? What was it like watching this movie for the first time?
the first time I watched it, it might have been with Jordan, Mom, and Grant. We watched the edited version that
Oh.
Jordan made before, and because I had
That
heard
sounds familiar. Because I remember it skips over the part where it gets shot off.
yeah.
Is that your?
I remember like
No, somebody grab it. He's like,
Yeah, he grabs it with his insane. I just remember it being like really funny. Mom loved it, and Mom was like, "That's maybe one of the funniest movies I've ever seen." And I was like,
You guys
I-
watched it edited or what? Vid
"Yeah."
Angel or TV
Jordan
Guardian or something?
Jordan like had a downloaded version that he edited out.
or we might have watched it on Vid Angel because I think that was around.
No, you had it on like your drive. I just remember that.
Oh,
It was
maybe.
like you had it called like Blue Box or something like that.
Oh yeah, Ty. Remember there was that one in BYUI. They had red boxes and there's a blue box. It's like the only existing thing in Utah where they
Yeah,
edited
what
movies.
was it? They edited the movies.
Yeah,
was
we watched-
like
We watched
What
like
was it?
Fight
Was
Club.
it
We
from
watched.
Vid Angel or was it like its own thing?
No, it's its own thing,
Yeah.
but that one I think got shut down as well. Because
But
That's
yeah,
so funny.
But yeah, I just remember watching that and thinking it was so funny. And then I think I watched it like again maybe in high school, but and then I watched it like maybe once again after COVID because hadn't seen 22 Jump Street, so I watched it in preparation for
you
watching
saw all the
22.
jokes and you're like, well, I don't remember any of these.
Yeah, and but rewatching it, I was a little nervous because this is in my top 30. It's probably like one of my favorite comedies of all time. It's just one of my guilty pleasures that like every time I turn it on, I'm gonna laugh. And
Cameron thinks he's Channing Tatum, everybody. So
no, that's what Colton said. He goes, you and me are. He goes, you're Channing Tatum and I'm
hell.
Jonah Hill. Um, but it was really funny. It was funny because he was like, but he's like, except you're the jock and the nerd. And then it was really fun rewatching it, especially with Colton. We were just like dying laughing. And I rewound the like one of the first scenes like 7 times just to see Channing Tatum punch the black kid. So what is I'm sorry, what?
Playing that gay music.
Yeah.
You hit him
Punch
because he's
because I'm
gay? That's
gay?
really not cool, man. It's really insensitive.
I love it too. He's like, what's happening to
Punched
this
him.
high school? It's like it's all because of Glee.
I know when they're going and they're
Are we one strapping or two strapping?
That's coming to peer pressure. It's all because of peer pressure. He's like, one strap is peer pressure.
well, and I love every generation too. It's just like there's new clicks and stuff. Because I love he's like, those are the nerds. And the kid's like beep 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 beep. And then he goes to the next one and he's like, those
He's like,
are
me more. He's like,
and then he's like, I don't know what the that is. It's just-
This is like the Mean Girls for guys. I just realized it. Thank you for that solidifying in my mind. I'm like, this is the Mean Girls for guys.
yeah.
Dude, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller.
I know. I
those guys
wish
are
we
so
got a
funny.
Han Solo from them. I'm so sad.
I was thinking the same thing, dude. It's like, man, that could have been like a timeless Star Wars comedy. It could have been like better than Spaceballs, man. Goodness. But I'm gonna call you Solo. It's probably the only thing they did keep from them. It was just like a toss-away line that they were mocking, and then they made this serious movie, and he gets his name from this Imperial Trooper, and it's like it's supposed to be a funny comedic moment, but like directed by Ron Howard at that moment, and they kept it in. They're like, well, we didn't give him a backstory where his name came from. It's like anyway,
I
because
don't-
like it's supposed to be that is such a comedic like that's a like what do you call it, a comedic
Yeah.
line like you don't have family, what, you're alone in the world, you're solo. It's so stupid. Cameron
yeah,
or Grant,
really enjoyed it.
Grant,
Like,
what was it like
rewatch.
watching it? Yeah, Grant, what was it like watching it for the rewatching for the podcast?
Yeah, I think the first time was when I watched it with Cameron, and I just remember it was really funny, enjoyed it. And then this last time that I watched it was like a week ago. I actually was brave enough and I showed Elise as well, and she actually liked
Unedited?
it. Uh-huh. Well, I like skipped parts because I like knew there was like
pausing it on all the
They
worst
do
parts.
That's when you just
Yeah,
tell
there-
Elise, like, hey, listen, I'm not tempted by drugs. I grew up in the 90s and we had Dare. It taught me to dare to do drugs, I think was the slogan. Oh, wait, dare not to do drugs? Excuse me.
yeah.
a bag of cocaine?
Dare you to try it.
Trying to have
Trying
trying
to-
Ruin these kids' lives.
trying to have a good
Trying to show
time,
them a
not
good
ruin their
time. They're
lives.
trying to ruin their lives.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Love
it was an enjoyable rewatch.
Very
I
good.
go?
Very insightful. Yeah. Jordan, what was it like? watching it?
So the first time was amazing because I just had a horrible breakup, and my ex actually was like trying to get me to not watch rated R's, and then
Jordan's
she-
like, this will show her.
that's literally how it was though. It's like it was because she loves Channing Tatum. Is like she's like obsessed with him. So when I watched it, I even texted her. I'm like, "You, I'm watching it," and I
She's
told
like,
her
we already broke up. No, there'll be no.
oh
For
my
sure.
gosh. And then I was just like, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was dying. And then I watched Die Hard, the first movie, for the first time. So it was like two amazing movies. And it really helped the pain from that breakup. So
Well, this isn't a therapy session, okay?
But
And then
this,
Jordan woke up the next morning, gets off the coffee table, and he's got like popcorn stuck to his face. And he looks over, he's like, "When did I get stabbed?" That's awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then rewatching, I still enjoy. It's
I just
weird.
love that slow turn when he has the knife.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
great
and,
reveal.
and then I forgot Brie Larson's in this, so it kind of put a bitter taste in my mouth. I'm like, oh, I forgot she's in this because she.
Whoa,
back
whoa,
in-
Jordan. She does not need to know what a bunch of middle-aged white men have to say about A Wrinkle in Time, nor about her performance in 21 Jump Street.
yeah, she
Right?
doesn't care,
Doesn't
but I don't
care. She's better
care
than that.
either. So I just
I also forgot Dakota Johnson, the actress of our generation, was in this movie.
Dakota Johnson. Why
I
is
still
that?
think it would have been
For 50
funnier
Shades
if
of Grey
James
and Adam
Franco
West.
was.
Oh.
I still think it would have been funnier if James
She's
Franco
like-
was trying to be the high schooler instead of Dave Franco. I thought that would have been really funny. Because Dave Franco does look like a high schooler,
He
actually. He
does.
still
He
does.
looks like a
He's
child.
perpetual. I think he's
I
getting
can't go to
younger.
jail.
He's,
I-
got
dude,
he's Benjamin Buttoning. He's Benjamin
Him,
Buttoning.
him freaking out is one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah.
Like sitting in the limo. Shoot somebody! Shoot him! I can't do it.
I kind of wish I rewatched it with one of you guys because I just had it playing in the background and it's not nearly as fun. It's a much better crowd movie or with a group of people.
Like that time I talked you all into
It's-
watching The Hangover. Jordan was like, "Let's watch, what was it, The Heartbreak Kid?" I was like, "That's fine, but no, Hangover is the group movie."
Okay, that movie, The Heartbreak Kid, deeply upset my wife. Don't recommend watching it with your wives. Because
Sorry to bring up repressed memories, everybody. We can keep moving on. Keep moving on.
Heartbreak Kid, the one with the super weird scenes on the honeymoon.
Is that the one
yeah,
with Kim Polly? No.
Where she
No.
gets
It's another
super
Ben
sunburnt?
Stiller.
No, where she gets super sunburnt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, those are the weirdest scenes ever. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's not why it upset her, but
Yeah.
she doesn't care about that, Cameron.
She was upset. All right. Well, maybe when you're older, Cameron, I'll explain it to you. Sorry, dude, I'm in a sassy mood. All right, guys, let's get into two of our favorite things. Start us off, Grant, because you can always think of things to say.
Yeah, I think just how quotable the movie is, and then like I feel like it ages pretty well. Like I think that's pretty impressive that it like doesn't take itself too seriously, you know? I mean, obviously with the comedy, but like I just feel like you can watch it anytime and enjoy it. So I think those are my two favorite.
Quick, think of something really gross. Say something really, really gross.
Your
Aged like
grandma
fine
was-
wine. Your
And
grandma-
it's what? I love it too. He's like, "What are you trying?" And the janitor walks in, and he's just like, "Okay,
Dude,
just,
when they were sticking
Gagging
their
each other.
fingers in
gag
each other's throat was
to make each
so
other
funny.
throw up."
That's another
The
great.
janitor just walks in, they're both like, just walks out.
That is
Like I
so
don't get
funny.
paid enough for this.
Yeah, for real.
Love it. Cameron, how about you? Two of your favorite things.
I think my first favorite thing is just like like the repercussions of this movie. Like it gave us comedic Channing Tatum because I don't remember there was like a video or something like that I watched about. I think it might have been even the movie guy. Someone talked about essentially how 21 Jump Street was super revolutionary for Channing Tatum's career because no one took him seriously as one, a dramatic actor or even comedic actor. And Jonah Hill was like really pushing.
Well, when you're performing in, dance, what was
Step
it?
Up.
Dance,
Yeah,
dance,
like
step up,
Step
yeah,
up.
dance,
Step Up.
dance revolution movie. I
Yeah,
can't
the
imagine
problem-
why they thought this
Yeah.
teenage heartthrob
Well, the problem
wasn't
and
a
the
serious
funny
actor.
thing is like he's still funny and like if you watch She's the Man, like he naturally has a lot of comedic elements to his performance and like he's just like naturally pretty talented at that. But I totally understand because of how he looked. I felt like he was one of those people that
It's like Brad Pitt. It's like
Do
Yeah.
we agree that Corey looks most like Channing Tatum, like out of anyone? Like that's his Hollywood doppelganger, right?
Our cousin?
Yeah.
uh,
Doesn't it? No,
No.
you don't see that?
really.
I always
No.
think of Corey when I see Channing Tatum.
if anything, I feel like you look like him, no?
Oh, well, thank you, Cameron. I didn't expect that
I just
wonderful
fishing. He's like,
compliment.
who looks most like him, guys, out of all of us?
I'm
But
fishing for compliment. I say like someone that wildly doesn't look anything like him,
yeah.
and you're like, you have more resemblance to Channing Tatum. Like, thank you. Yes,
Um,
it paid
no,
off.
no, but I'm super
Well
grateful
set up.
because I saw this video that talked about how Jonah Hill was like good friends with Channing Tatum. I don't even know what from, but he was like, no, he told like the director was like trust me, I think Channing Tatum would be a great fit for this role. But like he hadn't really done anything comedic. And because I
Which
think
director,
like,
Cameron? Phil Lord or Christopher Miller? Do you think?
I think probably Phil Lord. Um and
Just
so
teasing.
like what I think is so cool is like I mean think about like some of my favorite comedic scenes like especially in the past like 10 15 years like have like a crazy Channing Tatum cameo like and This Is the End like when he's like the like dog slave is the most outrageous like Channing Tatum like cameo and then
Yeah,
also in Bullet Train
Bullet
it's so
Train.
funny where he's like is this a thing
It's
he's like
disgusting.
pretend we're talking. And then I also thought he was like funny in Deadpool and Wolverine. Like I'm just so glad that that level of his like acting finally got kind of recognized and got a chance to shine. And like in this, it's so funny that I love that they even leaned into the kind of like Grant was talking about, like the super awareness, and it made it even that much more enjoyable. And then I also just feel like I love how they leaned so hard into the personification of high school because like I feel like especially when people do high school movies or whatever they like do it but they're trying to be serious but then they do it as like oh yeah people are getting in fights in the cafeteria on a daily basis and it's like
Yeah. And everyone sits at their lunch table separate from
exactly
everyone else.
like you're like segregated by section and stuff like that and it's just like it's
Mm.
To be fair, I sat with the same 8 guys my entire 4 years of high school.
oh
I'm
no,
pretty
well, I'm not saying that
sure.
that doesn't
I know, but
happen.
it's not that
But you're not
visibly
what
like
you're not like you're
distinguishable.
not going to church. I mean, going to school in your church outfit, and like that's what they portray it as. Like, oh, these are the Mormon people, or these are like these are the nerds. They're all walking around going beep beep boop boop boop.
To be fair, I did go to high school in a white shirt and tie. My my church outfit.
Not
I
every
get what you're saying.
day.
The clicks, the
Every
yes,
single day.
it's called costume design. Yeah, the prop set designers like,
But
hey,
anyway,
make them look like nerds, make them look like jocks. Yes,
I think really good
I get
comedies
what you're saying.
like do a fun spin on it. Like Me Earl and the Dying Girl does a fun way where he like essentially treats the lunchroom as like a war zone, and he's like, you never want to be in there. And I just thought in this movie, like everyone's characters were just really fun, and I love because honestly, I was also expecting, and I always forget that they flip roles. That Channing Tatum is the nerd, having to do all the, like the calculus stuff, or
Well,
like
his app
that app
chemistry,
chemistry. Yeah,
app chemistry.
you can't do that. It's
You can't fake it. You don't even know what it
Appcam.
freaking stands for. AP chemistry.
Yeah. I also love how his teacher is just thirsting over him. It's so funny. Well, you're strong. Yeah,
Go,
you're
leave. No, stay.
yeah,
Stay.
I
Stay.
love when she
Get
first
out of
meets
here.
when
Get out of here.
when she first meets him and he just walks up to her, she goes, big. That's just the first word out of her mouth. He just comments on how big he is. Big. What can I help?
What
And
was she's like? I'm just gonna look at your chest. I mean your test or
Your
what? I don't
test.
remember. Yeah,
yeah, I'm a
your
check. I mean,
test.
I'm a check out
You're
check
such
out
a
your
big
test. I mean,
check
check out
on
your
check
test.
at your chest. Yeah, check out your test. Excuse me.
Um,
So funny.
no, but yeah, I just feel like this is one of those circumstances where it's fun to lean into it, and that's why I love it that even Ice Cube in the beginning is like, he's like, I know it's a stereotype that I'm a black angry cop. He goes, he's like, you
But
know what?
I'm
Wait, I'm
angry.
black.
Yeah.
Animal that
Sometimes
forced
I'm
my
angry.
off to become chi, and sometimes I get angry. So I just think that they did a really good job of creating like fun characters that were like in like a role.
Yeah, dude, love it. Jordan, how about you? Two of your favorite things?
Man, you went into depth. I was just gonna say what Grant said, which is the quotes. They're so good.
Yeah,
And
good quotes.
the performances are awesome. So
I'd say my two favorite things would be number one is the chemistry between Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. They're just clearly best friends, and that kind of works to
mhm.
the benefit of this movie,
You can
where
tell they
a
had so much
buddy cop
fun.
movie, yeah, a lot of it depends on the chemistry. I know Lethal Weapon has like a what do you call it? Like a legendary buddy cop kind of. I've seen Beverly Hill Cop but I need to see that again. Is there good chemistry between Eddie Murphy and his counterpart? I don't even know who else he's in it
I don't even
with
remember
him.
who the partner is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember it's Eddie Murphy, and he kind of outshines anyone else. Yeah,
That
so that
laugh makes me just want to harm myself.
He
so it's funny because yeah, it's like it has to be both parts because if one's doing all of it, then you have like the one straight guy, and that sometimes works, but like both of them did so phenomenally well in this where it's so funny. Both of them have so many quotable lines. One's not necessarily outshining the other, and they're playing to their strengths, I guess. And then
you're
Ice
really good at
Cube,
this.
you think I didn't ask you to speak, man titties? Whatever he said. He just like
Sir, I know we
straight
both come off as just a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
of late
Hey,
killers.
you, big man. I bet you're also dumb. And you, small and insecure. And
But
I
great
bet
with
you're really
money.
good with managing money. He's
Like,
right.
I'm
You're
really
great
good
at
with
I
managing
am
money.
really good at managing.
Also, this movie
So funny, dude.
cures anti-Semitism because Kanye West said that he said a bunch of anti-Semitic comments, and then he later went on his Twitter like a couple months later and said, "I just finished watching 21 Jump Street, and Jonah Hill made me not hate Jews." So Jonah Hill's so outrageously good in this that it made Kanye West not hate an
Dude,
entire
this
like
movie could
entire
save the
demographic.
world. So it should be a mandatory watch for
Isn't that crazy? He
all
literally
white
posted about it. He's like, "This was
supremacists,
one of
all
the funniest things
Nazis.
I've ever
Yeah,
seen."
I
He goes,
agree, Cameron.
"Well done."
This should be mandatory watching in schools. It could cure the world of anti-Semitic
Well, this could
hatred.
have prevented World War II.
This could have.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing too is I feel like the subversive expectations in this are so good because it's like I love that them like I mean with the character swap because you're like okay he's gonna be the jock hanging out with the jocks but I love that like he has to get in with like the nerdy friends and I love that Jonah Hill's like he's like what the heck
Yeah,
is like
but he's
being
still in
eco-friendly?
theater. He is still the lowest of the low
Yeah.
in the
No,
totem
but
pole.
that's what's
That'll
funny,
always be the
but
case.
it's flipped in the that's what
I'm kidding, Cameron.
Tatum's like everything's so reversed in here. It's terrible. And he's like, look at him, what a nerd, he's trying. Um
He's trying. That's such a great line. Look at him. He's trying.
he's trying. And then also like with the explosions, I think that's hilarious how they're because like in action movies
That's what goes up.
Oh,
The chicken
yeah.
coop. Yeah.
he's like, oh get down.
Oh, the
I
petroleum
really
truck. Yeah,
thought
it's like
that one
a
would blow
fuel,
up.
a fuel truck. Yeah, the fuel truck. Oh. It's just like, oh my God. This is a giant chicken. This truck bed full of chickens just blows up. Oh, that's so funny. Good comedic timing. Has anyone here even seen any of the Johnny Depp 21 Jump Street show? I've never seen any of it. Never even knew it was a thing. So to me, this kind of
know it
feels
was a
funny where
thing.
it's like years later, maybe Phil Lord and Christopher Miller were fans of it, or you
Yeah.
know, we're like, hey, we have to
Maybe it was
revitalize
bigger
this
with like our parents'
franchise. Yeah.
generation, but yeah, I have like I didn't even know it was a reboot
It's well,
until
it's
we'll watch it.
Nick or Ron Swanson literally nailed it when he said
Nick Offerman, yeah.
he's like they're out of ideas and they're completely
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
But-
a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor there, or
yeah.
just meta humor there. Well, even what is Ice Cube? You're here because you look young. It's like not that
That's what
young.
he
You gotta
said,
put a
yeah.
bunch of high school. Yeah, you gotta put a bunch of like
He's like, you look like a
college-
bunch of Justin Bieber and
Miley
Bieber,
Cyrus.
and Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, so it leans into the premise, and then I don't even necessarily get it either. Like Channing Tatum was dumb. They arrest that guy and they like try to read him his Miranda rights, but they don't know what he's like. Okay, you know the Miranda
Have the
rights. He's like,
right
yeah, you have the right to remain silent,
Like,
and
you have
then
the right
you
to
have the right
remain-
to suck my dick. That's what he says too. And then he goes, you have
How
a
did
right
you
to
just give
be
away
an
the movie
attorney.
so much?
Did you just say you have the right to be an attorney?
He's like,
Well,
technically, you do have a right to be an
You have the
attorney.
right to be an attorney.
Wait, let me
So
see that.
funny.
He just flicks it.
I love it too. He's like, do you have anywhere to be? And he's like, oh well, I did have something, but like I'm sure I could, I could push it back. Oh no,
So
Catherine,
it's-
I'm sure you're busy. See, that's that there's a lot of scenes in this that remind me of the other guys too. Like I love the scene with the chief. It just reminds me of like the scenes with Michael Keaton in the other guys when they're like going to him and he's like, I'm paying $94,000 a semester so my son can explore his NYE.
Cameron, it's his
Oh yeah.
it's
Like I
And,
just love
And if you're heading home on the west side, it's like go home in Paris tonight because there's a serial. Oh, wait, excuse me,
Oh,
I got those.
so I went
Just
wrong
disregard
job.
that. Well, actually, don't disregard that. Travel in Paris, so funny, dude. Michael Keaton's great. Yeah, Ice Cube is doing that, dude. Captain Dixon,
Yeah.
so funny. Yeah, angry.
Because has everyone seen 22 Jump Street?
I want to say I saw it on a
Maybe.
plane. I remember a chick
I don't think
kept
so.
they kept like almost kissing. That's the only joke I remember from it, which is weird. He like goes, she keeps trying to kiss him. He goes, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Nothing." And he like,
Yeah,
she keeps going
Oh
in for a
yeah.
at the
kiss.
end
That's
when
the
they're
only joke I
fighting.
remember. Yeah, and they were like fighting each other. But that's like the only thing I can remember
That's
from that.
funny. That
I
is.
bet if I watched it, it'd still be funny. But yeah, I'm sure it doesn't touch the first. I mean, has any comedy sequel ever touched other than Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? I have to say it. I feel like it's the only comedy sequel that was better than the first.
I don't know Cube too.
I keep
That's right.
yeah, I said comedy sequel, but you're right, Cameron. It definitely is a comedy. Yeah, I thought I misspoke, but you're absolutely
The
right.
best
So
comedy.
best comedy.
Best comedic trilogy of all time.
Dude, but it's got so many people like Chris Parnell who plays Jerry from
My gosh, bro.
in
He
5 Year
never
Engagement. Yeah,
ceases to
from Rick
make
and
me
Morty. He's
uncomfortable.
so great. Chris Parnell's great. Ice Cube's great. Jonah Hill, Dave Franco, Rob Riggle. Um, there's so many great people in this. So yeah, just a lot of fun comedic minds coming together. Just
And also,
fucking
I
having a
feel
great
like
time.
just everyone knew someone like Dave Franco in high school. Like I just like that's it. I don't believe in possession, man. Like, I'm not some 1950s guy. I'm like, who would want a girl to himself? Like, what? And then I love it. She was trying to. Oh my! What the?
Okay, that's he's like. I heard you were undercover. He's like, okay, you just shut your mouth right now. And she would
sorry,
just
right, right.
like he just punches her in the face.
Yeah.
She goes flying.
Uh,
Oh, stupid man. They're like, oh man, he just punched some old lady. Yeah, yeah. She's like, I got. What did she say? I have palsy or something. No, what did he say? I have arthritis and it hurts.
yeah.
So funny, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this movie's nuts, dude.
No,
Oh my
and
gosh.
when they make the arrest and they're all like, like I love when Jack is over going,
Yeah, some
guys, like,
horrific. They fires it into the air and everyone goes
yeah,
running, and then
the
when
people are like, yeah, and he's like,
they're tossing their guns, and he's like, "Dude, are these loaded?" He's like, "Yeah, that's no fun." Or so
yeah, he's like, yours isn't loaded, right? He's like,
that's no fun.
And see, and that also reminds me of like the despot from the other guys. That's why I feel like both of these are really
Oh, yeah.
similar. Like the funny, like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah.
Rob Riggle also in that. Yeah, there you go.
And all the
It's a
people are like
crossover.
running.
Yeah,
Did
that
you really
was a good
think
one
the
too.
police matter? Go get your own frisbee.
This is a police matter rescuing your frisbee. Your frisbee. So good. Even just the practical effects, such a random scene. Like I guess comedies used to have just like such a screwball moment where his head turns into the ice cream cone, and then like I don't know,
Yes.
there's a pot of whatever, and it's so random, like everything you're seeing. Anyway, I just remember that scene in particular sticks out to me, like visually. It just feels like something like in Everything Everywhere All at Once kind of thing. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to describe it. It's just such an odd visual.
And I love it too. He's like the three keys to coolness in high school. He's like, one, don't try hard at anything. Two, make fun of people who do try. Three, be handsome. Four, if anyone steps on you on the first day of school, you punch them directly in their face. Five, drive a gay car. And that's I love it too. He said the three keys, and then he said
It
five
was 5
things.
things.
Drive what car, Cameron?
A kick car.
Oh, okay.
That's like Buzz from Home Alone. It's like I got three reasons why I'm not that lucky. One is something, and or what does he say? He goes, he says it wrong, and then he goes to D. It's like the funniest thing. He goes, A, I'm not that lucky. Two, like he goes from letters to numbers and then skips like to D. I don't know why it makes me laugh, but he gives three reasons. Just
I
go and
also
watch that scene.
I thought it was hilarious
It's so great.
when Channing Tatum was like squaring up with like the druggy guys, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna." He's like, "What up?" He's like, "Oh, let's go." And
I
he's like,
think what he's saying, he's gonna, you know, so good.
I love when the captain's like, he's white. That means people actually gave a crap. He's like, I would just like to say that I would have given a crap if you were black.
Also, I love it.
I think
He's
it's
like,
when the kid
"Alright."
dies or something when that happens.
Yeah, he's like, all right, which one of you is Doug? And they both
He's like,
he's like, all right, let's try that again and pretend that you guys aren't weird.
I know he just wanted the name Brad. It's so funny.
So funny.
I love his prayer too. He's like, hey, Korean, and he's like, I'm not sure if you only catered to like the Korean Christians or how. And he's like, at the end of the prayer, he's like, I don't really know how to end this. The end.
the end.
End is how I finish it. And Channing Tatum's just like laughing in the background. And then she's like, who made this? Are you autistic? It is artistic.
It is artistic. Yeah, the police board, yeah. Suspects. And that guy, what's the deal with the suspect? It's like, well, he doesn't actually look like that, sir. We don't have a photo for him yet. I don't make me laugh. He doesn't actually look
Are
like
we gonna have to
that.
go undercover as like in a like trafficking thing? Because like, sir, if I have to, I will, but I prefer not to.
Dude, that's the South Park thing, dude, where he goes too far. It's also the Boondock Saints, dude. Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, too far.
Too far. Too far.
Too far. I love that line.
So great, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's great fun watching the chemistry. Yeah, that scene almost makes me gag watching it now. I'm getting old. I must be getting what do you call it? I'm becoming prudish. I'm like, oh, I don't think I would ever let any other adult male shove their fingers down my throat. That just sounds so disgusting. And
You're a
my
cop?
goodness, it was comedic gold.
You lied to me. Sorry, man. Well, you bought us Taco Bell.
Oh, that's too funny.
I know.
All right.
Not knowing the old 21 Jump Street, seeing Johnny Depp was like, why is he in this?
Yeah, why is he in this? Yeah, it's so funny. Like
It
it's
was
such a
so
random
great.
cameo.
Uh, I love that
Well,
he made that's the way to make a cameo,
and
especially.
then like brutally
Take a
murder
bait.
them, which
Yeah.
even makes it funnier. Just like absolutely like it almost feels like you're pissing on him in a way. Like I don't know, you bring him back for it's like we're gonna kill you off. Like
The bullet through the neck.
right through his neck.
And they're still talking to each other just fine.
I love it too. He's like, I'm sorry, I just.
Oh, it's too good. Too good. I had so much fun talking about this, you guys. Well, Freak, do you guys recommend 21 Jump Street? Yes, it's a quintessential comedy.
21.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like
2012, different time, man. My
my
goodness.
favorite my favorite story about 21 Jump Street is Drew watched this with his family and his bishop's family, who are like the type of people who have like crap is like a bad word in their house.
But how did they let that slide? Like, did
Not
he?
no, but not knowing that it was R, and I was like, oh, and they made it all the way until the party scene where and then they're like, okay, we're turning this off.
I can't believe they made it that far.
long.
I know,
Probably
that's
because
how I
it's
said
so
it that
funny.
Yeah,
Probably.
exactly. That's the thing is I'm like, even because like sometimes movies are just like crude humor or whatever, but I'm like, even like if you're like, oh, I don't love crude humor, this one is just so intelligent and funny that like it will keep you like invested in. It's
Speaking
so
of
fun.
intelligent, oh, and the square root of the flux capacitor goes into and science. He does like he
It's
just
just
has the number
wow.
4 written everywhere on the board.
It reminds me of it
There's
reminds me of
nothing
Sam
on the
Witwicky
board.
from
Nothing intelligent on the board. Yeah, he's doing the Shiloh buff. That's right.
That's right.
He's drawing the symbols. Yeah, he does that. That's right. And his app chemistry. I'm gonna start using that. Oh, you going to app chemistry? That's awesome.
It's AP.
AP. No, you're not gonna fake your way into that class. You don't even know what it freaking stands for. It's such a great delivery, dude. I kept thinking of Jonah Hill from Superbad. Like his insults just have so much venom to him. He's so good. Like his timing and his delivery is always so funny. You don't even know what the frick it stands for. It's just like when he insulted McLovin from Superbad. Like he can just be so condescending and he's so good at it.
Hawaii? You chose a name like McLovin?
Oh, that's too good. All right, folks. What movies have you seen lately? Movies you're looking forward to? Grant, hit us up.
Lot, 'cause it's been a while.
By Grant standards, that's like 3 movies.
Yeah, I've actually got like 20 So, well, it's been like over a month.
Oh,
now, I
you didn't
think.
watch 21 movies, Grant? 21 Jump Street? Sorry. Go
No.
ahead.
Grant, I've been impressed. You've been
So
updating your letterbox.
I know I'm trying to be consistent with it because it's easy to keep track of it that way. So I think the last time I was on, I don't remember when that was, but I'll just start here. So I watched The Italian
Alright.
Job. It had been a while. That one was really good.
Mark Wahlberg driving around in Mini Coopes? Is that the movie?
Yep.
Sorry, it's my best Mark
That's a good
Wahlberg.
impression.
And
Grant,
then
you gotta
Logan.
come on the pod every week, man. We gotta hear this from you. We need to know what you're doing, when you're doing it.
That's pretty good. Then I watched Logan Lucky. I don't remember if I talked about this one, but
Good
because well, Elise was in a mood for like heists and stuff, and then Ty recommended Logan Lucky, and it was actually really, really good. It was a fun watch.
written and directed by the same guy that did Ocean's 11 and 12 and 13.
12 and 13.
Oh, nice.
I want to say he did all of them, but yeah, dude,
Well,
that guy can't
minus
get out
the
of writing
Ocean's
heist
8.
movies. Yeah, he didn't write Ocean's 8. I think he wrote that one, right?
It shows.
Boom.
Because
Sorry, we love you, but
that-
we just
that-
so all right.
Edit.
Oh, it's called Daniel Craig.
What? Don't cut out my humor. What are they
Adam
they're gonna fire
Driver.
me because
Oh, Channing Tatum.
they're gonna fire this podcast? We don't make any money.
Oh, I'm saying
They're
fire
all
you.
worried about cancellation. We don't make money. You gotta make money in order and get sponsors to get canceled, Jordan. Anyway, maybe you didn't know that. Keep in the funniest
You
material.
just want to get canceled before we even get started.
Dude, we gotta get fake cancel. We gotta say some outlandish crap. Cameron said something about Kanye West overcoming anti-Semitic. You're not gonna keep that in, but you're gonna take up my joke. Get out of here. Anyway,
The
keep going.
inspirational story, Ty. Are you kidding me? Jonah Hill cured of anti-Semitism.
He's like, Jonah Hill cured me of my freaking anti-Semitism.
Maybe I don't hate all the
Taylor
but
Swift, I'm gonna let you
that
finish in just a minute.
performance-
But 21 Jump Street cured me of all my anti-Semitism.
Hey,
That's so crazy, dude. All right, and then I watched Baby Driver. I showed Elise because we were on like the highest binge or whatever.
That's a good.
She really
movie.
enjoyed that. That was really good.
Hey, Kevin
Um,
Spacey's been acquitted, so we can like that guy again. Can we put him in movies again? Can we get back House of Cards? No, is it too late for that?
I think it's ended already.
Robin Wright kind of ran that show into the ground, didn't she? I'm kidding. She's an awesome, empowered woman. Took on the
Anyways.
show. What did they do to Kevin Spacey? We ruined his career. Now he's like squatting somewhere. Did you guys hear this? He's
With Hardy
squatting in his
Pro,
old
with
home.
Pro?
He can't afford it because he's in so much debt and all the legal fees and everything. But now he's just squatting in some guy's home and someone else bought it because it foreclosed. But Kevin Spacey's just living there. I just can imagine how funny that would be where you're like, dude, I bought this condo, but Kevin Spacey won't leave. It's just like the funniest thing. Like one of the greatest American actors of all time, and he won't vacate my house.
That's so
It's
weird.
probably a deep fake or something.
No, no, it's a true story.
All right,
Look
and
it up.
then I watched
was it Pro?
rewatched Source
Make a show.
Code. I hadn't seen that in forever. Really
Source
good
Code. Is
rewatch,
that the
actually.
Gyllenhaal? Oh,
Is that the
Mhm.
greatest actor of all time?
yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the worst ill-conceived movies of all time.
Hey, it's a pretty fun. It's not as
I
bad
like-
as Persia.
Dude, I love that movie.
Dude, I
I
don't
think it's
fall
really
asleep in
good.
movie theaters, and I think that would just put me in a coma. I don't think I actually
Really?
slept. I had a seizure while watching it, dude.
I mean, the
I think
plot
it's really,
kind of
really
fall
good.
I
together.
like it.
Like
He inhabits some other guy's life. Where did that guy go? This is the same thing as Wonder Woman 1984. They did the same thing where it's like, you're now taking some. Where does his soul
Did
go?
you
It's
really
he's probably in the sunken place, dude.
but
It's
did you
freaking-
really not like it the first time you watched it? I feel like you liked it and then you watched some reviews and you're like, "Oh yeah, I agree with them."
I remember thinking I was hoping it would be more like nonstop with Liam Neeson, and it turned out to be more like
way before nonstop.
turned out to be more like I don't know.
Which
Rain
now you
Man.
make fun of nonstop, so
Yeah, but it's still fun because it doesn't take itself seriously. Source Code took
Mm.
itself seriously, and I
Mm.
remember thinking like, have I watched the movie since then? No. So does that answer your question? Will I ever go watch it again?
I
Like
think
Grant?
I think you should
No.
rewatch it. Yes.
pretty fun. I love that.
That's what I think of your recommendation, Grant.
All right.
Just kidding.
At
I mean,
least
you
you're
could like
open-minded.
it. I just
At least you're open-minded, Ty.
yeah,
Yeah.
very open-minded
Yeah.
to go see that movie again. I just remember not liking it.
Okay.
If it has Jake Gyllenhaal,
He's like
it's
he's
probably
decrepit, right? He's like a shell
I-
of a man.
I
Yeah.
I would rewatch Oakja just to see Jake Gyllenhaal's performance again.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh, no,
yes, I
no.
love
I would
Okja.
just look up YouTube of Jake Gyllenhaal in every scene he's in because I cannot hear that squeal. Still keeps me up at night.
Yeah, I can't hear that right there. That was traumatic.
I had to listen to that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, is anyone getting hungry, dude? I can go for some sausage links. Am I right, boys? No.
Insane.
All right, and then I showed Elise's brothers Monty Python and the Holy Grail because they'd never seen it, so that was a fun watch.
How'd that go
I
over with
watched.
family? At least
Hmm?
family, like,
Dude, Monty Python's
Well, yeah,
hilarious.
because they didn't like Hot Rod at all. They like didn't laugh throughout the whole movie, but they really
Dude, I
enjoyed
can
you
Monty
only
thought-
imagine
Python.
watching Hot Rod and it is silent. Like that is so
Yeah.
scary.
Well, no, it was just me and Elise. We were the ones laughing, and then everyone else was just
Everyone's
like,
just like,
He didn't laugh once. I've been drinking green tea all gosh dang day. You bring the taters out of me.
no, I could see that making him.
Sunday.
To be fair, I remember leaving the theater not remembering most of the quotes and thinking like, I only can quote two things, and out of context, they weren't funny. I was like, if a grilled cheese sandwich and a taco were to fight by street rules, the taco would win. I'm not kidding. That was the only thing I could remember because they literally had a dream sequence where it happened. And I was like, and then
That's
there was really
funny.
funny stunts where he got hurt a bunch. But I was like, so he falls down a cliff for like 5 minutes straight and it's hilarious. And I'm like, those are the only two things I could remember after seeing it in the theater. So
Yeah.
I'm with you, Grant. It could be weird first watch, but you definitely need to have the right crowd and
Changes,
or
like,
see the movie
time-wise.
over and over and get the quotes.
Yeah,
'Cause
well, that's what was funny was like her brothers like were quoting Monty Python after it, like for the rest of the night. It was super funny.
That's so. I feel like Monty Python's drier and harder to like digest than because I feel like Monty Python you have to be in that mood to think that that's like fun.
well,
Like,
it's
"Real
almost
flesh wound.
but
I
there's like an
love the
absurdity.
Johnson."
Yeah, there's an absurdity to it. Whereas like I don't know that Hot Rod has, I don't know, out of the realm of possibility. I don't know.
You
Maybe
can't
like
die. You need to get better so I can beat you to death.
yeah.
Real
I was
men
just
know
about to
they're
say
like that.
there's a sense
You
of
know I have
realism,
a
but
hormone disorder.
I was just gonna say like it doesn't enter the realm of like so silly, but like I was like, I don't know. Scrooge shows up at the end with a Christmas goose. So great, dude. It's Ebenezer Scrooge. A golden goose. Oh, it's so good, dude. Oh my word.
All right, and then Elise's dad showed us Ghost, the 1990 movie with
Yikes.
Oh, dude, you had to watch them make clay pottery together. Oh, I would not want to watch that with my
yeah.
in-laws. That sounds like a nightmare.
We skipped a little bit.
They're like,
Very
this is some
uncomfortable.
steamy pottery. Dude, that's just when you look at your
It
father-in-laws,
is.
you look him straight in the eyes and be like, I'm signing us up for pottery classes.
At least we should
You and your
definitely
daughter
do
signing
it.
up for pottery.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's funny. All right, and then I watched The Fall Guy. Really enjoyed it actually. I think I recommend it.
Shoot
I
your
think
head,
it's a
Jordan.
fun
You didn't
watch.
like it?
Well, it's not. It's a chick flick, and I thought it was
Yeah,
a
it's
stunt
gonna be
movie.
You thought it was for the boys, but it was for the women.
Well, yeah, it's just
Mm.
because the director was a stunt coordinator, so we just thought there'd be more stunts in it. And so it like how does Wheels on Meals have more and better stunts than a movie literally about a stuntman? I'm like,
Because
Yeah.
Jackie Chan
Well, we
is a
watched like this.
stuntman, but he's pretending to be.
Well,
a
no, but this is
delivery
the guy that did.
man.
This is the guy that did Atomic Blonde, which has some amazing, really cool
Sure.
stunts in it.
well, and
And
yeah, and he was previously a stunt coordinator, and so that's like it. This dude has so much experience in that field, and then to do a movie about stuntmen and not have insane stunts, and to have like
Well,
cheesy
they broke the world record of most turns on a car flip in that beach scene. They
Oh,
actually
okay.
like got the world record for
Yeah,
it.
but I still say the car flip in Casino Royale was more impressive. So
I mean, probably, but
just
I
saying.
mean, the car flipping cars, the movie is better.
all right. And then I
Wait,
showed
wait,
Elise.
is that sorry? Wait, are you talking about the
When the
Disney
Kachiga guy goes,
Pixar? Oh my gosh!
Then I showed
Watching
Elise.
Lightning McQueen was gripping.
Oh my
Sorry,
god.
sorry, go
I'm
Grant.
never gonna get through this. All right.
Dude, I love it.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. It was my first rewatch, and I was skeptical if it'd be just as good, and it was just as good.
It's so good.
I
love
love
movie.
that movie. Yeah.
Like,
And then Oh, okay. So Elise wanted to watch a movie, so I was like, let's watch The Prestige because it's a really good movie.
Sorry,
She'd
wait,
never
let's
seen
do
it
that again.
before.
Grant went like this. He went, "Ugh, my wife wanted to watch a movie."
No, no,
Oh,
because
she's
listen,
nagging all the
listen.
time.
Back that.
Tell me, yeah.
No, I bring that up because I was like, she really wanted to watch a movie, but she also was like painting or doing a puzzle or something. And I was like, let's watch this movie. And so she's paying like half attention throughout the whole movie. And then like throughout the whole movie, she's like,
That
wait,
is
what's
not a
going
movie to
on?
pay half
I was
attention.
like, just watch the movie.
You might as well throw
So-
on something easier, Grant, like Memento.
I know, right? And so
Yeah, Christopher Nolan or Tarantino.
so at the end of the movie,
film
she's
with
like, I want to rewatch that because like I didn't really get all of it. And I was like,
watch it on your own dime.
anyways,
That's
yeah.
so funny.
So and
That's
then
funny.
watched a sports movie, McFarland USA. It's about cross country. It's okay. It's like any other
Is it as
movie.
entertaining as running cross country? Sorry,
I mean,
that joke
yeah,
could
it's
use
all
some
it's all about the
workshopping. My
story and
point
the
is,
characters. Like it's not
oh
very
yeah,
entertaining.
is it about that, Grant? I hope so.
Yeah.
Because watching cross country is almost as boringly painful as running cross country. I did it for 2 whole days, so I know what I'm talking about.
Nice.
Awful. Anyway, that's amazing. They made a movie about it. I guess they would have. Is there at
Yeah.
least like some tension? Like, is this back like when
Well, so this is in like
whites
the
and blacks didn't get along or
90s.
something?
feel
Well,
you're
so
gonna
it's
remember the
it's down
Titans.
right by the Mexican
Yeah, I was like,
border.
do they have at least remember the Titan scene where it's like, we need to come together?
Well, it's
And he's
like
like,
so they have
King
this.
Kong,
They
God,
have,
on me.
so they
wait,
have
sorry,
that's
they have
it
this
for
they have this
Remember the
team of all these Mexican kids because it's a city down by the border, and like they're all like seen as like, oh, no one ever leaves this town because we're, we never get a chance. So it's like the idea that like cross country gets them to go to college and whatnot. So, anyways, and then I
Guess I
watched.
don't need to see
I
that
feel you feel like
movie.
a real jerk now.
And then I
Oh, God,
watched
you really sold me on
Moneyball.
that movie.
Do not recommend. I did not like Moneyball.
Grant, because you watched it, I rewatched it with my wife. We both loved it. It's
How
a
did you not?
Which
I
masterpiece.
one's
don't
What did you not
Moneyball?
like
like
Which
it.
one's
about Moneyball? Brad Pitt,
Brad
Jonah Hill.
Pitt.
Aaron Sorkin script.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Are you serious, Grant? You did not like the baseball movie?
I was
I
waiting
finally
for you to
registered.
process that.
I was
like,
literally,
I
yeah,
was
I was like,
quiet.
Moneyball. I thought he was talking about the Money Monster movie, the one with like
Oh,
Julia Roberts, right, and George Clooney, and there's like a guy at the TV station. I didn't even bother to see that one. Monster. I don't
oh
remember what it
yeah,
was.
George
Money
Clooney.
Monster or something. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you make
Rat
a
on me
case
all you
right
want.
now,
Okay,
but I
this is
might,
my
I
review.
might
Wait,
kill
this is
you
my review
before
from
the
the.
podcast is done.
This is my
Oh my word.
Letterbox review. I was
Oh
like,
wait,
so
Grant
moral
goes.
of the
There was a lot of
story.
talking, lot of character talking.
I will never live that down with you, will I, Ty?
No, it's like these boring
Um,
dialogue scenes. I was like, Grant, just pretend for a moment that these scenes are
I
to
just feel like
explain
the
characters
moral
and
of the story
motivations.
is like give up on your dreams and go for the money. Because he
Give
ends
up
up
on
like
your dreams
failing
and
at
go
the
for the
end.
money. Grant, it's about a
He-
guy that was doing something completely different than he was going
I know
against
he changed
Spain.
the game. I understand that, but like, I don't know. I didn't like it that much.
Grant's like, wait a minute,
There
actually,
was-
get it.
there was
He
way too
changed
much
the game.
talking and
But give up on
dialogue.
your dreams. Give up on your dreams. He created the most successful baseball franchise of like all time. No,
And
probably
he
not of all
didn't.
time,
He
but anyway.
he stuck with his dream, even though he knew that like this was like financially a better decision. He did what he believed was right, and what like
Grant, I don't think you
I don't
understood the movie.
know.
Were
I
you
just
doing
didn't
a
like
puzzle
it.
or painting something, or was
No,
that
I
Elise?
wasn't
exactly. I'm like,
watching.
what?
Moneyball?
Did we watch the same movie?
Grant. To be fair though, Grant was
It's a
like,
movie
"He
that
wasn't as
Byron walked
funny."
out of. Like that was good.
Maybe Grant didn't like it because he's like, "Who's that fat guy on the screen?" And he's like, "Oh my gosh, that's Jonah Hill." Before he lost the weight. You guys seen that interview, right?
You
Where
guys
he's
are
like,
ruthless.
are you still the fat guy in Hollywood? And he's like, okay, can we ask another question that's not so rude or something?
Yeah.
That's not stupid. Someone like asked Jonah Hill that in
What?
an interview. It's like, are you worried you lost all this weight? Are you not gonna be the funny fat guy anymore? You're still the funny fat guy though, right? Like, what is happening right now?
What?
All right,
What else, Grant?
All right, then last four.
Oh my gosh.
I watched I See
Last four.
You.
Let's go.
So good.
Frog mask. Let's go.
Yeah, so
and then
good.
the really scary person, the mom,
That's not-
The
Take it that
Botox.
That's
She
pretty
is
He
gross.
so
looks
good.
like a
Like,
zombie,
like-
dude. She looks creepy as frick.
She didn't need it, just like Sandra
If
Bullock.
I
don't
saw
love
if I saw
beautiful women
Helen
are getting-
Hunt's face under my bed, I would also be.
There's another cut of this movie where she's lying under the bed. Oh my word.
Also,
That's so funny.
that's the most unbelievable part of that movie. The fact that she looked under her teenage son's bed, saw that Frogger mask, and wasn't like, "Hey, what is that?"
I know.
Dude,
Dude,
it's some
But-
old Halloween costume. Yeah.
But Cameron, maybe she was making an expression, but her face couldn't show it.
Oh, got him. See,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
George's gonna keep that joke in
Like,
because he's like,
run,
my humor is
run for
very
your
funny.
lives. Run, run.
Best
Help,
Helen
help
version.
me, help me.
But yeah, it's such a different watch knowing the ending. Like it was really, really fun watching.
Yes,
again.
it is.
Well, obviously, but like it's still
Okay,
enjoyable.
Hey, you
It's
should
like,
watch Moneyball again, and it might surprise you knowing the ending.
maybe in a couple
Grant,
years.
that kid is still the creepiest kid I've ever seen, ever, with or without the mask.
I know, dude. He is freaky. For
He's
sure.
lurking in the dark, bro. If I saw that dude videoing me, I'd be like, maybe
Yeah.
not.
All right, and then, well, I guess I did watch a couple TV shows, but last two movies was Mad Max: Fury Road, perfect movie,
Oh my gosh,
and then
yes.
Burn After Reading. I showed that to Elise, and she loved. She loved how unexpected it was. Actually, she said,
Oh, you
it
mean like the
I think something
bicycle?
broke normal
I think
trope.
something just
bicycle?
popped in my hip.
You mean the bicycle
I'll be
machine?
right back.
Bicycle
You think
machine?
that's a Schwinn?
Oh yeah.
My
So
give
give me
my
the
favorite-
floppy or
when he's
whatever
stretching
the
him and he's
freak
like,
you think you have. Give me the money, Don. He hit me.
Am I out of line here? We're just a good Samaritan asking
am-
for a
I am
reward.
nearly a good Samaritan. Appearances are always as they seem.
Deceptive.
Dude, and the
Oh,
fact
that's
that the
love
best scene
that
in that
movie.
movie has no dialogue and it's just him going,
I know. So funny. All right, okay. Last two were TV shows. So we watched all of
good.
Queen's Gambit on Netflix.
Oh, wow.
Actually, really, really good.
that's with what's her name, right?
Anya
Ty-
Taylor-Joy, baby.
Yeah.
Didn't watch it.
Definitely
but
recommend.
I will watch
Actually,
it someday.
it's kind of slower. Well, it's about chess, but they make chess actually really interesting to watch. So
It's Queen Elizabeth, or is it just some random girl who does chess?
Sorry, I don't know. I thought
So,
that was so funny.
'cause
Not
Queen
to- like,
Gambit's-
you don't know anything
Queen-
about the story. Yeah, it's
yeah,
not.
Queen's Gambit is like a move in chess. So it's all about this girl.
It's an illegal move.
That it is illegal.
It's illegal move in chess. When you do it, they say that I don't know, some
I wonder
Korean
what-
baby gets
That's
his
like
mom
awfully
back.
strange.
They say if you pull the move off successfully, it'll break your mama's back. I don't know. Grant, explain it.
I don't know what the actual move is, but like
You watched the whole show and you
um,
didn't learn what the Queen's
yes, I
Gambit
don't know what the
was.
Queen's Gambit means, but like it's all about just her, and it's kind of this like it explores this kind of idea of like
Like Victorian era, right?
no.
I will say though, one thing
It
that
portrays it like
bothers
that.
me
It's
about
like
show-
the
yeah.
80s, 70s, or no,
Oh.
like 1920s or something like that.
Okay.
I don't remember. It's
80s,
like
80s,
it's like
20s,
the-
it could have been any of these decades.
Oh wait, no. Okay, it's
Past-
between
It's in the past
between
150 years.
it's
At
before
least
World
that.
War II. It's before World War II and after World War One because they
Okay, so it's like the 30s.
wait.
Before World War II and after World War One.
Wait,
okay.
I can't remember. I'm thinking a different movie. I don't know. Some
At least you know that World War One happened before World War II. So I'll
I was
give
like,
you that.
no, I was
Intelligent.
thinking of a
Private
different
Ryan.
movie.
What movie are we talking?
Grant's like, and the flux capacitor, and behind Grant, he's got a big giant whiteboard. Science. He's got a bunch of fours. You carry the two over, and voila.
I think it's like the 60s.
Anyways,
probably.
it's
Yeah.
Regardless
Let's
of the
move on
time
from
period,
that.
it's really good. All right, last one. Finally.
Wait, Grant, you were about to
is-
say something. You're like, oh, because of the time it's in, something about you were about to say about it. We didn't learn anything about what you were about to say about the show.
I don't know. It's just really good. Watch it. Definitely
Okay.
recommend.
One thing I will say that I did hear about it that bothered me was like the actual chess player was like, they did let me compete against men. I don't know why they're making it like something about like she had to go against men. I don't know. I haven't seen the show yet. I will watch it and I'll confirm. But
Well,
I just
they
remember
definitely don't
it
shove that down your
reminds me.
face because like there's a
Yeah,
lot of like interviews with like the main girl, and they're like, "What's it
exactly.
like to play, as
Chess
a
against men, and
woman?"
it's like, well, I actually had a
Yeah,
stunt
and
double do it because I couldn't perform those moves on the chessboard. Do that. Like, I see, that's the funny thing about chess. It's like it's literally a logic game. So I get like anyway. That's just really
it's
funny.
funny.
But anyway, so the actual chess player is like, no, they let me compete against the men because I was that good at chess. And it's just so funny because they're like, oh, they wouldn't let her compete. And it's like, they did though. It's just really funny when you have like the actual
Yeah.
person that lived it is like, I get it for narrative purposes. You're making it seem like the world's a much more sexist place, but that's not how it played out in real life. And it's like, yeah,
Oh,
but
really?
the message is what's important, right? You
There's an
gotta make sure
Well,
amazing.
okay.
everyone gets
Okay.
the
But even
message.
if even if
Sure.
even if it was portrayed like that, I don't
Yeah.
think the show was really
Hit-
like
Hits
that
it
at
over the
all.
head too much, yeah. That's
Jordan,
fine
before we
because I'm even fine with it, like to an extent. It's just really funny when the actual person that lived it is already coming out against it, right? It's like it didn't happen that way though, and you're
It
like,
is funny though. Yeah.
like I play chess just fine. Like I'm a good chess player against boys and girls. It's just funny that they're like they're trying to paint it like a woman playing with the men's chess. What will they come up with next?
There's an amazing clip, Terminator 2, with one of the.
Sarah
Connor can do chin-ups.
Oh my gosh! Oh man, this is diverted. No,
I heard they use special effects for that camera.
She had a stunt double with a wig.
Notice they never showed
oh,
her
that
doing the
Cameron. Do you remember when we brought Wesley on for Blade Runner, and he's like, "Yeah, it was really cool. That lady that did the stunts that ran through the glass. It was a guy in a wig." Okay. Anyways, what I was saying was Terminator 2. There's a scene where the Terminator throws this guy. It was a hospital black guy against the wall, and his stunt guy was a white guy. If you go through the frames, it's a white stunt double. It's so funny.
Did they put makeup on him, or was it just so brief? you
No,
didn't see
it was
him?
so quick. But if you go a single
Dude,
frame, you
she
can
threw
see
him so hard it freaking knocked the melanin out of him, dude.
it.
Oh my word.
So
That's so
awesome.
funny, dude. That's crazy.
All right. Well, I'm done. Whoever's
Love it.
next, go ahead.
Yeah, Cameron, you
Jammer.
hit us up, dude.
I haven't watched any movies.
Get
but
out of here.
Been
Who
watching.
are you?
Just been watching
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, we're like halfway through seasons 8, so we're on the final terrible season. We have the last final decent episode.
Is it any better second time, or is it more infuriating?
Yeah, like
Oh, the
Yeah.
last season, yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious.
well, the first 3 episodes I've always thought were decent. I think they're just overly hated because people know how bad the rest of the season is. That everyone's like, oh, the
Sure.
whole season sucks. But the first 3 episodes are like, they're decent.
Well, because that's the war, right?
Yeah, because it's leading up to the war, and then because like the first 3 episodes are like 7.6, 7.0, and 7.9 on IMDb, but then it's like 5.4, 5.2, 4.0. It just totally drops off. But I mean, I honestly think they did a pretty solid job, especially considering they crammed 30 episodes worth of content into 6 episodes. It's like, holy cow. But yeah, it's been really fun watching it, and I'm just nervous.
That's true. It's just rushed. That if it
Yeah,
was
and
played
that's the
out
thing.
longer, we would have no problem with it.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's honestly there's only 3 scenes in the show that I think are like outrageous and why it's so poorly received. It's just-
Jamie, what they did, to Jamie.
yeah, it's just what they did to Jamie, Daenerys, and then also to John. Like I just think that those 3 characters it's kind of like because everything else I'm like, okay, Bran being like Bran the broken story and he'll be the leader. I'm like, okay, like I guess that like makes sense, but I don't know. There's just like those. It's just those 3 things that are terrible are like the only reason I think it's really that bad. And then also I finished The Boys.
Told
You-
you. Diminishing returns,
You
baby.
talked about
What
this, but
the newest season
No,
or what?
I hadn't finished the. Oh,
Or rewatching
you did.
it?
You talked about it last week. That's okay. I want to hear again.
Well, I
I
want to
did-
hear it. I haven't.
no,
I
I
want it.
finished.
Yeah.
Grant
I
hasn't
hadn't
heard
finished the season finale.
I don't think you finished the finale, yeah.
I thought you said you did, but that's okay.
I watched the season finale 2 days ago, but okay.
Oh.
But I don't know. It's I
It's a
Is this
shame
the
what they
newest
did.
season or something?
the problem to me is they're so I feel like they're so money grabbing right now. Like the series could have ended on a crazy note or like huge leaps could have been taken in the story, but they're like us on like on a of like a season. It's so dumb. Like
Yeah.
Not sure what
Maybe
you
don't
just
use that term.
yeah,
okay,
the term.
but like because it's like it's so dumb how they keep being like, oh, something super crazy is gonna
Cares
happen,
be
and
like, and then they just leave you at the end. Just all these terms that are technically in your lingo, and that's such a Gen Z thing, dude. I literally
Yeah.
just saw an article the other day. It was like how is making its way into polite society, and I was like, that sentence should never be uttered by anyone. Thank you for that, though. Making its way into polite society.
Well,
Just think
Cameron
about
used
that. I
just
know.
extremely.
Just had to throw that
Jeez.
out there.
That's
The-
true. We do use that a
just proof that
lot.
we have a decadent society, folks. Our society is in decline.
Anyway,
Make no mistake
I'll say
about it.
something that won't have to get edited out.
Yeah.
But I was honestly just kind of like, it just bothers me because it's the same reason a lot of people were mad with end of season 2 of House and Dragon, where it's like, oh, what the heck? There's so much that's going to happen. But for me, I'm like, the pacing of Game of Thrones, it always will pay off like the next couple episodes if it ended a season on like, oh, there's so much that's going to happen. Whereas The Boys, I feel like it's been like 3 seasons of they're like, the craziest thing's about to happen, everything's about to hit the fan, and then it's like something crazy will happen, but then they're like,
Nothing
oh,
happens. Yeah.
yeah, because it's like
Everything they kind of
Homelander
reset. They
murdering that
reset.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Homelander
reset.
murdering that dude. You're like, okay, Homelander's now going to be unhinged, and it's like, oh well, no, we covered it up and people received it well, and I'm
It's
like,
fine.
why? And so I don't know. I feel like they keep trying to because
It's
once you cross that line, it's like very limited on storytelling and what you could do after. Which I'm like, dude, if it's going to be a show of 5 seasons that are perfect, let it be that. It doesn't need to be 7 or 8 seasons. Like I understand you're wanting to drag it out for the money, but I'm like, but it's also just going to be diminishing and keep getting worse and worse.
Oh yeah, the show called House of the Dragon It Out, right? I think that's the. I'm here all week, folks. There you go. I got you.
I got Alex and Clinton on it. They love it.
Yeah.
They're all in.
One of my coworkers who just finished.
Have they watched Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
or are
yeah.
they just starting?
Yeah, I recommend watching Game of Thrones first because it is better. But House of Dragon with it
That'll
is
only
just
take you 48 hours to watch, but you know,
It's worth the commitment, and that's the thing.
Total.
probably longer than that.
Especially,
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like,
and
9 seasons?
honestly, watching the Game of Thrones the second time has been so much better than the first time. The first time it was just like so much like I don't even remember.
Oh, it's like a fire hydrant.
Yeah,
kinda
you're just
absorb
like
everything.
you're like,
yeah.
oh, I'm trying to remember who is what and who's connected.
The
and really-
names are so bad. They're like there's like 5 names that are so similar, and you're like, who is this talking about?
There's
Dude, it's
Jerry, then there's Steve, and
yeah, it's like oh,
Perfect.
Bran, oh yeah, and then there's Ned, and then there's Rob, and then there's
Let's go. Wait, so I made joke names because I've never seen the show. Are those the actual names of the characters?
those actual
Cameron?
names. Yeah.
and it's like oh, and then
Dude,
there's
those don't seem that difficult. I thought Grant was gonna say like
Well, no, 'cause there's,
Mjolnir
like,
or something.
there's Tyrion
like
and,
a name
like,
that I would be like,
Tywin.
oh,
yeah, there's
yeah.
Tyrion
There's just
and
like,
Tywin, and they're
there's a lot
both
of 'em.
Lannisters, and so you're like,
and then they'll say last, and then they'll call people by last names, so you have to remember both, and then you're just like trying to piece.
yeah, and then
everything
you're like,
together.
wait, who is?
I'm just saying, there's like
And
70
Grant has a
characters
real
you
hard
need to
time
keep track
trying to
of.
hear
It's like,
dialogue.
what's all this dialogue?
Can we speed up the let's get to the red wedding? I don't know.
No, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to watching the rest of Game of Thrones, and then I've been also watching Dexter, which I want to keep watching more of that, because it's just weird. I mean, me and him have similar-ish minds, not completely similar, but there's definitely aspects of the way how like analytical and like calculating he is that like are very interesting to me. And maybe that was why at the first time I watched it, it was like a little off-putting. I'm like, I don't want to be super relatable to a serial killer.
I don't want to learn how to become a serial killer.
And the way Jordan prefaced it the first time he tried to get me to watch, he's like, "This dude is literally you," and I was like, "Oh, that's comforting." So, but yeah, but excited to watch those, and I need to get back on watching movies because it's been too long.
But now you can learn how to live in society, Cameron.
How to control my urges.
Ty.
Folks, what did I watch? I think I've only watched one movie. After Meals on Wheels, I watched James and the Giant Peach. Did I mention that last time? Oh, I didn't? Dude, I watched.
How well did that age?
Dude, that movie. So I never read anyone else's read what is it called? Letterbox
Letterboxd.
reviews. before I'd write my own. That's like my rule because I'm like, there's joke stealing, there's
Yeah.
concept stealing. So this is what I wrote. I
I know,
low
I
key
love
think
reading through the jokes and somebody's like, for Ad Astra, they're like, Brad Astra, did somebody already take that one? And then I like 10 jokes like that.
Am I the first? Yeah.
Yeah.
First comment. First comment says first comment. Anyway, so I low key think the spider's kind of hot in a French goth sort of way, and then I put, dude, watch the movie again. I'm just saying, she's kind of endearing. I don't know
I only
why.
remember the two
Freaking out.
ants, dude. They're freaky as crap.
Oh yeah, okay. And then I put my review, Grant. It says
Spike and
Sponge
Sponge.
and Spiker are the nightmare fuel. I enjoyed seeing Jack the Pumpkin King in the sunken pirate ship. Watching James in his home life almost makes me believe I'd be willing to befriend vermin. They beat that redheaded kid like it's their given right of passage. Watch the movie. They literally say like we must take him and beat him now. It's the most insane thing, and you're like anyway, like they beat that child, and James is a redhead, so he did deserve it. But like they still beat him. By today's standards, it wouldn't fly. So I was just very surprised at that. James, James, how are you? Anyway, that poor kid. Did he act in anything else? I also think he's the child male version of our Aunt Christy or Christine. Looks just like
Yeah.
go
That's
watch
funny.
James and the Giant Peach. It looks just like our aunt. I'm like, wow, but like a boy version and a child
Just
version
like
of-
Matilda's Grant.
yeah, Matilda's Grant.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
There's a doppelganger of the
Especially
opposite gender.
in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mine would be like Fat Amy or something like that. And Cameron's would be, I don't know, Charlize Theron, I guess. Right?
Oh, are you kidding me? It's Jonah Hill in this movie, 21 Jump Street.
Slim Shady, dude. That's
You're
a Slim
not asking
Shady.
me to prom, are
What's
you?
up? No. I
I
don't
love
remember
his hair too. When that's the flashback.
Channing
It's like the
Tatum's
long
hair.
hair.
Yeah.
Both of their hair is so
Oh,
ridiculous.
so
Great.
I love it
funny.
when he's like crying, remember they look at each other on the bench and he's like wiping his eyes.
So good.
Ugh.
Well, gee dang, folks. So after I watched James and the Giant Peach, like I will say, do you guys remember the post-end credit scene of that movie? There's like a
Oh
rhino
yeah, that
spike
cool
ants. There's this really cool
pinball
arcade machine.
something.
Puts a
I
quarter
was
in,
like
and
talking
you
about
have this
21 Jump
rhino
Street when
that
he's
hits.
having
No,
sex
no,
with the
no, no.
professor, and I
Talking
was
about
like,
James and the
oh
Giant
yeah,
Peach.
I did not know that there was that until watching it this time.
No, no. The movie has like a weird arcade game at the end where it's like Spike or something, something. The ants like the horn from the rhino is like hitting the
Hitting
ants while
on
they're sitting in a chair trying to enjoy their day, and it's like, what is this? It's so random, and it's like
What?
30 seconds long. Just look up James and the Giant Peach
It's
end
really
credit
cool
scene.
though.
But I remembered it
Hmm.
from the DVD, and I watched it at the end, and I was like, I forgot all about this end credit sequence. But like, anyway. But dude, I gotta say, Henry Selick, that movie was chilling. There's definitely scary moments. Does not insult my kid's intelligence. Like the rhino is absolutely horrifying. Sponge and Spiker are mortifying. There's a scene where they climb out of the car and there's waters and there's like seaweed and crabs all over them because they drove their car through the ocean all the way to New York City, I guess,
Oh,
is what we're
yeah.
supposed to make from that scene. They come out of the car and she has like seaweed in her mouth, and it just makes this creepy, like it would have made Pirates of the Caribbean proud, like the sea urchin men, the Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
Too.
They looked like they belonged on Davy Jones's ship, and that scene is terrifying. And she has a crab on her hand. They're making these cracking sounds.
Oh,
Even
when they're
when he
getting
says,
wrapped
"I'm not
up,
going home with you." Oh, when they get wrapped up,
that's
their wigs fall off, and they turn even more terrifying, which I didn't even think was possible.
yeah.
And I'm ashamed to have my middle name be Spiker and share any resemblance from Sponge and
Yeah,
Spike.
see, you're like unlocking like some dark memories that I've suppressed for
Bro, watch the movie again. It was so crazy because I remember thinking like, wow, this is a very endearing and very timeless movie. But I was also like, it's crazy that some of the stuff like even flew back then. But it's like a very sweet film. Like it's very good. I'm like, good job. I don't know if Tim Burton had anything to do with this movie. Why do I always say that? Because it's not him that directed it. It was Henry Selick, but obviously
Definitely
that's
feels
stop
like a Tim
motion
Burton
animation.
film.
Yeah, it feels like Tim Burton. Like I said, there's literally Jack the Pumpkin King. I think it's the art director that worked on Nightmare Before Christmas, which also again, it's not Tim Burton. Everybody thinks that it's Robert Zemeckis, right? Or someone else. Anyway. I always forget that. And I'm like, so what did Tim Burton do exactly? Oh, he did Beetlejuice. And then I'm like, did anyone go see the sequel? Is anyone excited to go see the sequel? Does anyone hear anything about I haven't even checked the reviews. Did anyone I know some people that I knew went to go see it and they haven't talked about it, but I know they went and saw Deadpool 3 times, Deadpool and Wolverine. So I don't know if I trust their opinion about Beetlejuice. Anyone see it? Anyone? No?
No.
I still haven't
Yeah.
seen the first one.
Just curious about that because I was like, should I go see it? Want to see Cuckoo, want to see
Strange Darling.
Strange Darling, definitely. Kyle
That's fun.
Gilmore. Yeah, I'm excited to go see it. So we're seeing the theater, Jordan. Worth the movie ticket? Do I just wait?
Yes.
Because dude,
I think
Cuckoo and
so.
Strange Darling double feature, that sounds like that would probably get me as excited as I was waiting for Long Legs. Like
Yeah.
just right up there, dude. Two art house
Here.
horror indie films.
I mean, I'm either way on this one. Like, I really enjoyed it in theater, and also there's parts that really frustrated me. But the things that
About the
frustrate,
movie?
yeah, I don't
But
want
you
to talk
didn't see
about it because it'll
Cuckoo. Yeah, you
spoil it.
didn't see Cuckoo, but you
No, I
saw
watched his
Strange
first
Darling.
film, Loose, and I do want to see Cuckoo, but I'm gonna wait till it comes
Yep.
out
Sure.
because I want to be able to pause it because I'll probably fall asleep. So
I don't know, dude. Looks
He-
like a real
his
nail biter.
his films are very slow paced. I think that it was advertised as like a fast paced movie, but
Hey, and we're friends of Jared Bauer from the podcast. But not all of his takes are correct. Let's just put it that way.
yeah,
I know he probably thinks Frank Oz or whatever his name is, the director,
it's
maybe
not Frank Oz. We
too
said that wrong.
atmospheric.
It's Goodman,
It's
Oz Goodman or something,
Oz Goodman
or
Oz
Oz.
I said it
Oz
right.
Perkins.
Oz
Because
Perkins.
we said Oz Perkins. I
Oh,
remember
not
Oz,
saying
Goodman. We're saying his name wrong. Anyways,
Oz
Osmond
Good Perkins.
Frank. Yeah, Oz.
And you guys are like, that
Future
can't be
serial
right."
killer. Future serial killer that kills on screen so he doesn't kill in real life. Anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been watching. And I've been editing home videos, which is why I haven't watched a lot of movies. So sorry to disappoint. So anyway. James and the Giant Peach, go give that a watch. That's a nostalgic watch. I've been having a lot of fun watching these like really well done child movies and being like, I think my kids are old enough to handle this. But then I remember thinking, Sponge and
Do I
Spike
want to
are good.
subject them to this?
Yeah, like I'm like, there are some parents. See, you kids have it so nice. That's all I could think of. I was like, you kids you're so lucky.
Yeah, they didn't have to
I could be
watch
like
The
that.
Secret of Nymph and The Leaky Cauldron.
Dude, that movie's so scary.
Those are
With the,
both
the rat
fun.
with the red eyes.
Dude, the owl and the spider, dude, she's just
Yeah,
in
all of
constant
that.
peril. The tiger,
Mm.
the scariest cat ever put to screen. It's got a black eye. They even beat the cat, dude. The cat is taking out its aggression on the family of mice. It is such a scary movie. And it literally the sound they got for a cat, it's a fetching tiger, or I don't know what they got, a T-Rex. I don't know how they did that sound effect. It's not like a cat. You remember that movie? It's a freaking tiger. And I think the cat's name was Tiger.
I
Bro,
don't
I've
remember
watched
that
some
well.
out of
That's I'm
my
allergic to cat. I'm allergic to cat. Like sneeze right in the cat's face, and the cat's like ready to kill them. Like it's terrifying. So
I don't know. Almost as scary though as the rat at the end of Mouse Detective.
terrifying.
That was terrifying.
Or even just the bat. The bat kidnaps a child. You watch it's like watching the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It's as
Yes.
terrifying.
oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah.
You know what? We should do an episode where we just talk about childhood trauma. Just all the
I think we listed most
Matilda,
of
the
it. Yeah.
Chokey.
The
Oh my
locker in the
gosh, bro.
choke.
Crunchable and the Chokey.
Fresh meat, dude. When she like freaking grabs the leather horsewhip, dude.
Dude, making
The
him
sound of leather like
making
stretching and
him
getting
eat that
taut is so
that
scary.
cake is the most diabolical thing ever.
Yes, I was always terrified when that kid says like it's poison. I literally didn't understand that the kid was like projecting and thinking and suggesting something that he didn't know to be true. I was like, they're killing Bruce. I literally thought that when I was watching it. But then I was like, maybe he survived because
so
he
sad.
survived because he ate enough of the cake. I did not understand. When they said it's poison, I was like,
Oh,
great.
man.
And then my favorite thing about that is we brought Cassie on to talk about Matilda, and she goes, I never really liked this movie growing up. Cassie, we love you. Probably my favorite comment you've ever said. I'm like, oh, somehow we just thought she had like a strong association with the movie, and she's like, I never did. But that was just so funny. That's so hilarious to me.
hilarious.
I don't know why you guys brought me on for this. I didn't like this movie. Jordan, how about you, man? What have you been watching?
You can check my letterbox.
Don't say it. You say it every
Yes,
time.
no,
Just give us one.
I saw the movie in the theater, Strange Darling. I enjoyed it. I already mentioned that earlier, so
One
I'm
other
literally
movie.
repeating
One
myself.
other. Anything.
Oh my gosh.
Do something funny.
Watch timeline. I remember that being on the. I remember you guys having that on the treadmill and watching that like 4 billion times.
Treadmill.
Good meal.
treadmill.
Cameron's just eating while he's on a treadmill. Or he's laying down and the conveyor belts is bringing food to his mouth. Treadmills. Sorry. Treadmill. Okay, the treadmill. What about it? Oh, that you'd watch it while exercising?
No, you
No,
guys.
Oh,
no, it
we
was
did.
always the what's
Pretty sure mine
the
was War of the
behind enemy
Worlds.
lines. You guys loved to
Oh,
run
yeah.
into that.
Watching Owen Wilson just run for an hour and 30 minutes is great. Like, that's very
Yeah.
motivating. And then one slow-mo grenade going off. Freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah. I
That was
haven't seen
great,
that in
dude.
forever.
What is Owen Wilson doing in that movie? That's crazy. Anyway, that might have to be a rewatch. Folks, Jordan doesn't want to make this podcast going any longer, so he's not going to share
I'm
what he
tired. I'm
so
sorry.
passive aggressive.
You guys,
Check out read my letterbox if you care to know what we've been watching.
yes, because because it'll take us an hour just to get through them, and as many as I've been watching, I watch
Are
as
you
many
secretly
movies.
still editing these podcasts, Jordan? Is
Yes,
there
I
something you'd
do
like to
edit
tell
them.
us? You need to stop editing them because one,
There's-
all of our jokes are great, and especially the anti-Semitic and the racist and the sexist ones.
Semitic ones.
Yeah, even the edgy
If
ones.
anything, this is a pro-Semitic podcast.
Even the jokes that are get what was it, Cameron?
My gosh.
All right, folks, this has been Future Head Movie Gems. Leave us an email, futuremovies@gmail.com. Leave us a comment. Tell us a movie that you'd like us to review. Maybe we'll read it. I don't know. Does anyone read the emails? Does anyone
Yes.
read this comment?
I
Does
do.
anyone listening to this podcast? Love you guys. Have a great week. Take it easy.
Anyone out there?
Bye.
Anyone out
Say what?
there? Boys, I punched him and then he turned out to be gay. Later.